Alright, this is take 2 of reading Our Father, Chapter 1, which is all there is so far. This is the piece that's based off the character Quasar from Starstruck or Starlit, whichever you want to call it, which I've done a couple readings on so far. So we're just going to jump right into this. And no, I do not keep it this zoomed in when I normally type. I just zoomed in like to double what it usually is, because I thought that might be more interesting for the viewer. Anyway, Our Father, Chapter 1. June wore a scarf over her silvery blonde hair and a mask themed to the moon over her face. The sun was rising, and the pale morning rays were lighting her long dress, her headwear, and her light olive hands. With her was Carmen Ambrose, who had covered her soft blonde curls and masked her pale face. They were not supposed to be out. Not at this time, not at this place, not at all. And yet they were. This was not their first adventure, but it had been years since they had dared to sneak out of the castle's guardian walls. "Are you ready?" Carmen asked, her voice quiet and soft, almost a whisper, but not. June's green gaze met Carmen's deep brown eyes. Excitement was exchanged between the young women, As they walked their pace a brisk one, Carmen asked, "Tell me, your mother, she is not omniscient?" "I do not believe so." It was almost difficult for June to keep her breath. Another question. "And your father, he has no crystal ball with which to spy upon us?" A giggle. "He has one, but from my understanding it does not work in such a manner." "Good," Carmen replied and burst into a run. June's boots, heavy and worn, began kicking up dirt as she roughly ran over the dry road. The girls would catch eyes, but they would also eye everything, every one, and glance around with wonder. They did not have money nor anything to trade. Still, they pawed at the goods and happily chattered to each other. They neared the edge of the village, having already worked through the marketplace. "These houses are so cute!" Carmen could not help but compare them to her castle, which was more than a simple palace. "They are bigger than where I live," June chuckled, sharing land with the princess, but only the wooded area was for the daughter of the wizard. They found a pond. Sitting, they relaxed into the noon beams and did not worry that surely their absence was noticed. "Look!" June blinked happily at a frog. "Let's catch it!" And they began chasing it around as it hopped from log to lily pad. It slipped from June's careful fingers, and it splashed into the deeper end of the pool. They stepped out of the shallow water, and, annoyed, Carmen shook the bottom of her soiled dress. "I don't want to go back like this," Carmen explained as she removed one of her gloves. "Agreed," June replied. She watched as witness, but not the only one, as Carmen used her ability to handle water to remove it from their clothing and back into the pond. They had not walked far when a car drove up to them. "Oh, no," they breathed in unison. "There's no point to run." "Ladies," a man stepped out of the vehicle, a gun on his waist. "Officer?" Carmen looked at him with dignity hidden behind her disguise. He was frowning. "I need you to come with me." And so they stepped into the dark vehicle. "Carmen, June," he sighed, "you can't be doing this again." They removed their masks and scarves. "But," Carmen argued, "it isn't fair. There's an entire world, and we can't even go into the village." "You were at the very edge," he commented, and you, Princess, were using magic." "What does that matter?" June butted in. "I can't do magic, and I'm still not allowed out of the castle grounds." Officer Grimm looked between them. "You're not children anymore. You must behave." June folded her arms. Carmen's gloves became fists. "They should know they don't have to be afraid of me." "Not of you," he corrected. "Your powers." "They are me," she insisted. He shook his head. "Argue with your fathers, not with me." So Carmen would. King Lucas, a tall and slender man with light blonde hair and pale blue eyes, ran to his daughter. "I was so worried." She brushed him away. "I'm fine, as always." And her other father, a man of light build and short black waves and brown eyes, scolded, "Carmen Ambrose, what have we told you?" "Papa," she replied to him, "it isn't fair." "It doesn't have to be," he replied. Her twin brother, his broad shoulders at ease, shook his brunette curls, and his blue eyes closed as he laughed. "What are you, a kid?" "Shut up, Karst," Carmen lashed out at him, but their papa deflected for his son. "Karsten Wilhelm," the king declared. "Leave her be, she is agitated." "Don't speak of me as an animal," Carmen demanded. "Don't act like one," her papa angrily snapped back. "And don't speak to your dad that way." A murmur came from behind June, only catching her attention while the royal family fought with words. "June, darling." She turned and saw a man with olive skin and deep blue eyes and long white hair. "Father," she sighed, "I'm sorry." But she wasn't. "Come along," he commented, and led her out of the castle. They walked through the garden until they reached the wooded area that was just for them. It held a small home, and it was their home. Right outside, 2 teenagers were sitting with a large tortoise called Toad. Both teenager girls, that should probably be both teenage girls or teenagers, had ginger curls, though ours were more pinkish and wavy. They turned their blue eyes to the father and daughter. Daddy, Ara greeted, and then, June was found, Indeed, the wizard replied. Ara asked, Where did you go? What did you see? And June hissed, Shut up! As she moved into the home and slammed the door. She threw herself into her bed, a small bed that sat across the room from her sister's. She could hear Ara and Princess Naomi outside. I don't know why she hates me, Ara was saying. The princess replied, Perhaps she is jealous. Of what? Naomi told her. You are special. You have your father's abilities. But June and Ara's father, the wizard, interrupted. It is not something special. Please don't say that. Naomi suggested. Perhaps it is that you are more beautiful than her. And a pause. Your eyes glimmer like the ocean, and your skin is paler than hers, too. June buried her face into her pillow. Her father, the wizard, spoke next with his calm voice. Both my daughters are equally beautiful. I know this kingdom prides itself on paleness, but that is not so everywhere. Beauty comes in all appearances. Was it true? Did it matter? June let out a long breath, a deep sigh. Her eyelids fell, and she found herself aslumber. And then we have chapter 2. I don't know if a slumber is a real word or not. It says it's not, but I might just keep it anyway. And there we have it. So I really like how this is so far, even though I don't know where to go next with it. But yeah, this is what I've got. Let me know if you like it or not. And this is the style that I wrote. Most of my published books are in. They are in this format of a epic poem type thing. Those being Shadow and Ash, Shell and Thorn, the unreleased, the not yet released Past and Present, and then also the Butterfly Gods is also written in this style. Those are all up for sale right now on Amazon. So I'll try to link those below. But just let me know, do you even like this style? I don't know, I've heard some people prefer it because it's easier to like look at, I guess. Other than like paragraphs and paragraphs, sentences upon sentences upon sentences, words. Whereas it's more like spaced out and it's more roomy. It's roomier, excuse me. But yeah, and I think this is a fun little piece. Not quite sure where it's going yet. I'm having fun with the characters. These are all old characters. None of these are new characters, except I guess technically Grimm, Officer Grimm. I just made him up as I went, but whatever, who cares? So yeah, I'm just having fun with this. Let me know what you think, and I think I'm gonna call it there. Alright, talk to y'all later. Bye!